Welcome to SSH, the longest-running architecture and engineering consultancy in Kuwait, with more than 50 years' experience in delivering world-class construction projects in the MENA region. I will be hosting a series of interviews starting today with our CEO, Robert Hope, telling our HR Director, Steve Mulholland, how SSH continues to face the next 5 decades with the same possibility that started it all those years ago. Enjoy the video.
Bob, we're here today to give an overview of SSH. You became Chief Executive Officer in September 2012. What changes have you introduced since then?
Well, the main thing was to give us a new vision, which is to be the architectural and engineering consultancy and strategic partner and employer of choice in the MENA region. And that was developed firstly from the heritage of what SSH was as a company. I spent time in interviews with the senior staff members in work groups. I then spent time with the senior management retreat, and basically then bringing out the experience that I had from working with a major international consultancy and that of the team. We developed what would be a model and a vision that would take us forward. And at the core of that is a hybrid model. What we wanted to do, and myself in particular, was to take all of that great international know-how and experience and combine that with a local business that has a great knowledge base and a wealth of experience, and produce a hybrid model where we take the best parts of both so that we have a real top-class team who really understand their local market. And the important piece in the vision is the partners. Partners to our clients and customers, because we're not here for the short term. We want this to be long-term relationships that we build. We want to work together, get to know how they work, and actually that benefits us in reduced marketing and development costs, but it also makes us better able to respond to them in the future. And what we want from that, and our strap line to the vision, is the go-to guys. We really want clients to say, we've got this big project, who's going to help us? What do we need to do? Let's go to SSH, because these guys will be able to do it for us, or they'll be able to put together a team with their strategic partners to do this for us. So that senior team formation is now pretty much concluded, and already we'll win some significant projects that require the new SSH in this new hybrid model to deliver them. And we've also got significant growth in headcount already in terms of the growth. So there's an awful lot left to do, but we've achieved a lot in a short space of time and made a very encouraging start.
That sounds like a lot in a short period. Can you tell us a bit more about the sectors and the geographies that SSH operates in currently?
Obviously Kuwait, fabulous history here. We've been involved in most of the major exciting projects that are out there. And also, as well as being part of that of Kuwait and its history, we've been in the UAE and Oman for 7 or 8 years now. In Oman, we're working on the Oman Convention Centre, and the team are working on that upstairs right now. And that's the biggest building project outside of the airport in Oman. We're also working currently on the Presidential Palace in the UAE, again a fabulous landmark project. And we're also working on a big headquarters building in Algeria, as well as developing some new projects in Iraq. So we've already developed a good width around our MENA region. We also have a healthcare subsidiary that we've acquired in South Africa that brings with it a history of 117 medical facilities that they've developed, and joined with the SSH team who've done local hospitals as well, that gives us a fantastic new asset as well. In terms of the business services, we're in infrastructure engineering, we're in building design, and also importantly, we're in construction supervision. As our design director, Ray Phillips, often reminds me, we're not in the business of doing drawings, we're in the business of doing buildings and infrastructure. We build. So construction is really a key part of that. In terms of the sectors, we do commercial, leisure, healthcare, hospitality. And to be honest, with the team we've assembled, just about any major project in the built environment, again, under our model, is that we can do that, because the exceptional parts such as theatres, museums, we'll bring the experts, but we'll give the client a one-stop shop. And you know, we've got successes again. We've been working recently with EMAR on some of their work in Iraq. We're working with Stir Group, and that was a case where a client actually became a partner. And even locally, again, design and build is another sector for us, and we recently secured a major infrastructure project with a local design and build company here. So you can see that we've already got a strong current footprint in the MENA region and in the sectors as well.
So clearly a strong regional presence already and a solid foundation for growth. Where do you see the main areas of expansion for SSH in the future?
Well, we produced a very robust 5-year business plan as part of developing the vision, and we've got the support from the ownership board to drive that 5-year business plan through. Obviously, one of the first things is building on the architecture strengths that we inherited, and with Ray Phillips leading his very talented design team in the region, we've got a fantastic story to sell there. We will continue to build on our supervision strengths both here, but we have the capability, with such a great reputation for delivering a quality product that the clients have paid for. We believe we can sell that in some of the new territories that we'll be moving into, because you can do construction supervision without having done the front-end design in instances. We've also invested heavily in the infrastructure business with Lee Skinner and Mark Jameson. Fantastic pedigree again at SSH, involved in many of the ring roads and major infrastructure projects, and we're driving through that development as well. So we will push that through. In terms of the geographies, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia can't be ignored. Its demographics are compelling, it's half the GCC market. The go-to guys have to be in Saudi Arabia. We've already formed a partnership with a well-reputed local consultant, and we'll be starting our first projects there in the autumn. We're very happy to announce that Matt Squires has joined us, former Atkins Oman director and Director of the Year award winner last year. He's moving to Qatar to spearhead our development in Qatar, and he'll also support me as Southern Gulf Managing Director. Qatar can't be ignored. There's a fantastic program of work that needs to be delivered. It's on our doorstep, and SSH will be there. We have a great opportunity in Iraq being on the doorstep, but particularly Kurdistan. There's already development going on, there's investment. It's a place we feel we can do good business, and we think we've got the best partner we could up there, and we expect a lot of Kurdistan. The other part of that development process, though, is we will look to source a global design centre somewhere in the North Africa region. And we need that to feed and support our expansion and growth. But this will be very much a part of SSH. It won't be separate. The teams will be led and developed from this core so that they're always part of the team and we maintain our quality. So I think with everything we've assembled, we've got that flexibility that we need to give our clients and partners this scalable growth plan.
So with the business plan and senior team in place, how will SSH shape its corporate infrastructure to deliver the quality that the present marketplace demands?
Well, quality is just an absolute given. You've got to produce quality now, but as part of the Red Queen theory, you've got to run just to stay in the same place. So in everything we do, quality, we need to push the bar. So we've set up a steering group with some of our most talented people to look at how we push the bar and make sure our quality is where it needs to be. We've got all of the ISO accreditations in place, and it links in with this idea of a high performance culture. Everyone needs to understand that they play a part in this business, that everyone needs to do a quality job so that it comes together as a final quality product to our clients. And from that, we must support by putting a good performance management framework in place so that people really understand what their role is in the business and also understand how they will develop and play a greater part in the future. Around that with systems, you must put a robust commercial and risk management process in place. But it's not just about reducing our risk, it's about, again, this partnership of understanding where the risk is best shared to give the clients ultimately the best value that they want. You must be committed to safety, and myself and the top team have come in are absolutely keen on this. The region has certain laws and regulations. You can only push so far, but we will always try to make sure that whatever SSH does, we push it beyond the minimum and try and set exemplar standards around the business. We have invested in the technologies. In fact, we inherited some excellent technologies, the Deltek system, and what we need to do now is really extract the value from that. We need to get people adopting the systems with a passion so that you get the domino effect, because we know technology is driving the future. What I was really proud to hear is that SSH were very much developed on BIM, and in fact the OCC project is being developed wholly in 3D and BIM. And that's a differentiator, because we do need to innovate, and along with this hybrid model, show that SSH adds value. So I hope that's clear that we've got an overarching commitment across the business to a high performance culture and cutting edge technology to deliver the quality that's expected of us.
So clearly a commitment to quality and the capacity to deliver. I want to come back to what that means for customers in a minute. But it's also important to recognise the SSH's employees' role in that. Take us through SSH's employee and people focus.
Okay, well obviously, people, it's the DNA of the company. That's what we are as a business, and SSH's history has been a family-style business that always looked after its employees and was rewarded with a great deal of loyalty. I touched on the high-performance culture, which is absolutely critical if we achieve our vision and mission, and the performance management that goes with it. But it's also about employee engagement. One of the criticisms of our industry throughout is that people don't get enough recognition and feedback. What we're encouraging is at every level that's what we do. We talk to people, let people know. I ask the directors to walk the floor and speak and really understand what makes our team tick. And what we also do is we do talent management, where we pluck those star performers out and really help them develop and bring them on. We have brought a lot of talent in. My goal over the next 5 years is to really develop the talent that's in-house and bring it on, because that's what people really want, and people like to see the successes for their career path. We've also invested in well-being. We've redesigned and upgraded the offices. We've put a healthcare policy in place. We've introduced more flexible working times to help people manage their family and other commitments. So we just want to make it that this is one big team. And Ray's introduced some of the games and various other things in the field. This looks like a fantastic environment to come and work. You spend so much of your time at work, it needs to be a great place. The exemplars like Google and Microsoft, they make it that people come and are in a place where they can create ideas. And the career development. One of the great things about our growth is that you can actually now move to different countries but still continue your career with SSH. We have staff who've done 46 years with the company, very many above 20, and that means they want to stick with the business. We have Sibby George, who's done a fantastic job in terms of managing sports teams and everything else. There was already a wonderful community feel as well, and we'll support that. We've got a great diversity in terms of nationalities, not so great a diversity in terms of male to female. And one of the things we'll be doing is we've formed a women's working group to give us feedback and advice as a management team of what we need to do to encourage more talented women into the business. And finally myself, you know, the key communicator, I need to get around, which I try to do. I regularly do addresses to the staff when there's quarterly updates or significant events. And I've managed to meet the staff one-to-one twice in this first year, and I'll continue to look at how I try and maintain that to keep a real clear connection. So I hope that gives you a flavour of how people are at the core of delivering this SSH vision.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've discussed people, strategy, credentials, growth and quality. Just in closing, Bob, how do you bring all this together in a key message to customers of SSH?
I think the big thing for us is this go-to, guys. We have to deliver these promises on what we do to create the environment that will deliver the go-to guys. Clients are very smart people. They'll come in, they'll visit the office, they'll understand if what I'm telling feels right. Okay, that's the thing. So, you know, what I really want to get across to them is that we mean what we've done. This robust business plan is very much committed, supported by the ownership. You'll see the testament on the website to the talent that we've brought in and the commitment there, and we've already shown how we're going to develop the in-house talent. So that whole package means that when we go and tell them about this USP hybrid, this international and local, that we mean what we say. And you have to mean what you say, because clients around here will know if you don't. I think this international quality and local know-how is more valuable than people first imagine, because of course you need great design, but if you don't know how to get the permits, if you don't have the local authority, the support and the know-how, you can quickly get in a lot of trouble. And we want to take that risk away, particularly for our strategic partners in the US and Asia and UK, because we can look after that for them. One of the things we've also got from Ray and I in our initial visits to clients is they want fast turnaround. Ray's strapline now is we don't work in weeks and days, we work in hours. You know, you have to give people something quickly. And with the team Ray's assembled, they've worked together for a long time. The new folk are integrating well, and we're able to turn out already very rapidly some very exciting designs early on. And I think the final piece is that the top team have been engaged with a partnership incentive. We're going to become partners in this business, and there's an appetite from the board to broaden that as well. So we're not just here for a smash and grab of the short term, we're in to develop a business that ultimately all of us will share a real part in. And some of the incentives we'll put together will be related to sort of share price or share value to make people understand that how their contribution actually makes a difference to shareholder value. So I think in summary, Steve, you know, we have put together a fabulous team, integrated it with a great historic business with a lot of talent. I think we've got a really exciting product that we can go and sell to our clients, and I think we really can become the go-to guys. Thanks.